This is The Road Out, Understanding Addiction and Recovery for You and Your Loved One, with Dr. Margaret Bauman, Medical Director, Psychiatry and Addiction Medicine, Cottage Health, San Luis Obispo Outpatient Program, and Dr. Paul Erickson, Medical Director, Psychiatry and Addiction Medicine of Cottage Health. Today we'd like to talk to the families and how do families heal. So how do they handle the hurt and anger that they and the children feel, especially after the person comes back?
And this is so common. It's and understandable. Some of these families have been through some incredibly difficult times because the person is drinking or using substances, and you do see a lot of hurt and anger. And anger, oftentimes, oddly enough, because here's this person, they've been gone, say, for 28 days. Now they're back, and they're saying they feel better. They may be more positive, more upbeat, yet you've got the family at home saying, well, wait, what about all that stuff we went through? Who's going to deal with that? And that's a really difficult thing.
What about us? We've been suffering the consequences.
Yes.
We've been walking on eggshells and accommodating to you. And what about all that we've been through and what we feel? Often I'll talk with individuals who are in recovery for a few weeks, and they're feeling much better. And they're saying, well, why can't my spouse or my children just let go of being so resentful and angry? And we have conversation about you have to give them time to heal as well. You have to give them time to talk about what they've been through.
Yes, because essentially the person who has the addiction may have received some very intense treatment. If they're in a 28-day residential treatment program, they may be in the intensive outpatient phase, and say someone who's going to San Luis to the program there, they may be then going 3 or 4 nights a week, and their spouse is still at home taking care of the kids. And that's when we have to say, we've got to understand and really see it from their point of view, too. And that's part of the issue with treating addiction, is helping the person who is the addicted person look at things from other people's point of view.
Now, in the intensive outpatient program in San Luis Obispo through Cottage, there is a family night each week.
Yes,
You want
yes.
to talk about that?
Oh, yes. Yeah, you can bring any family member, or some people will bring friends or the other partners who are active participants in their life on the outside, quote unquote, on the outside. And they can talk about communicating. They can talk about some of these types of feelings. And I think it's really invaluable for the family member to be able to talk about that and to say, I'm really angry. I'm still angry about it. And learning how to communicate with those kind of things.
What about the children? How do you explain to the children what's going on?
I'll often have individuals say, well, I don't think my children are affected so much. They're pretty young. They don't really know what's going on. Children always know what's going on.
Right.
And they may not put it in the same words as an adult, but they've been affected. They are feeling things and thinking things, and it's very important to involve children in treatment.
Sometimes the children may be showing some symptoms and would be helped by seeing their own therapist. As we talked in an earlier segment about what if the person is drinking so much, or what if they're back and they've relapsed and I'm so stressed out I just can't take it anymore. And when we talked about that in the context of oftentimes a spouse, they may want to end the marriage, or they may want to move out. A child doesn't have that opportunity. The child can't leave. The child can't just move out. So in that instance, you may want to see a therapist or work with a therapist, either as a family or have the child see an individual therapist, choose a specialist.
For instance, a child may have developed the approach of trying to help the parent because they can see how much trouble the parent is in. And that's not an appropriate role for a child.
Okay, we've been listening to The Road Out, Understanding Addiction and Recovery for You and Your Loved One, with Dr. Margaret Bauman, Medical Director, Psychiatry and Addiction Medicine, Cottage Health, San Luis Obispo Outpatient Program, and Dr. Paul Erickson, Medical Director, Psychiatry and Addiction Medicine of Cottage Health. To listen to this program again or share with a friend, visit cottagehealth.org/The Road Out. That's cottagehealth.org/the road out.